All right, this is a 2009 Ford Flex, was towed in for a no start and had no communication with any of the modules. The long story short is we had a storm that rolled through a day or two before. So I was initially thinking, man, this thing get hit by lightning, because I have seen that before. The long story short, narrowed it down to the powertrain control module, which is mounted underneath this cowl. When I pulled this original one out, it was pouring water out of the case. You actually see how the case is separated. The bolts had actually rusted that hold this thing together and allowed it to separate, which allowed water in. So easy enough, get a used ECM and program it. Well, before I did that, I checked all my power and grounds, made sure everything else looked good. It did. I installed the used ECM, went to program it, and had no communication. Like, well, wait a minute. I've already checked everything. So long story short, I went back through, I checked my high and low speed CAN at the ECM, I checked at the data link connector. I have communication with everything besides the ECM. This is strange. Checked my grounds, checked my powers, everything's there. Like, all right, I guess I got a bad used ECM, which absolutely could happen. So I picked up another used ECM. Exact same problem. I'm like, all right, now I know for a fact it's got to be something on my end. I went back through everything today, could not figure out what I was missing. What I ended up doing was testing the powers again, this time with the key on. And what I found is the power source coming from, I believe, let me see what fuse number that is. 47. Fuse 47, which is one of the power sources to the ECM. If I would go to this fuse, it would light my test light on both sides, no problem. Well, if the key was on, if I went to this side, no problem. If I went to the other side, it was flickering the test light, and the test light was real dim. Like, wait a minute, we've got a voltage drop across that fuse under load. So here is the fuse. It's going to be tough to see. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in here. There it goes. You can see the fuse is blown, but there's actually material still connecting the two sides together, unless there's any amount of load, and then it'll actually drop out. So, crazy enough, this is actually what is causing our issue. It is basically a simple blown fuse, but a fuse that you would not know was blown unless you removed it and inspected it. So that's where I screwed up, is I checked it with the test light on both sides, key off, no load, even key on. But anytime the circuit was loaded with the ECM, it would actually flicker the test light. So kind of just a reminder to always check your fuses. I've actually had a case study where I went to a class on a Cobalt, and a guy had the exact same thing happen. And this is probably 10 years ago, if not 15 years ago, I went to that class. Never seen it happen. Here it is today. There's just enough material left in this fuse making contact to trick me to think it had power, unless there was any load on the circuit, and then it did not have enough power to properly power up the circuit. So just want to make this quick video to show you guys what happens sometimes in the automotive field. But now I know what I've got going on. I just replaced the fuse, powered everything up, and I do have communication. So yeah, this was my fault for not pulling that fuse and just inspecting it. I can see why a lot of guys would get caught up on this. Obviously it happened to me. Yeah, I'll use this as a learning experience. I just figured I'd share it, and hopefully it'll help someone else learn as well. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe.